Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the high speed trains project. In front of you here is the conversion, and you'll see that I've got the basic shape for the upper part of the new front end. Now I'm going to take a few minutes to show you how I got to this stage, and then at the end I'll explain to you a little bit more about what's going on and how this is going to progress. Okay, I've used some tin foil to cover the front end of this model, taking care to make sure the impression of the window is well marked out. And I'm going to use some of my homemade Scupta-mold to make an impression of the front end back to about here. So that just slides off. I've got the impression there of the outside of the front end in there. So I've got some cling film and some Newplast. That's the plastic clay stuff I was talking about before. Really good stuff. I've wrapped this impression with some of the cling film, and I've taken some of this. It needs a good warm up to become usable, and I'm going to then line the inside of that and make an impression using this. So now I've got a reasonable representation of the front end of the train there. I've reworked it very slightly just to match the model, and now I can start to carve and mess around with that to see what I can and cannot do with this front end. So you can see now that I've started to remove some of this material in order to get this shape for the windscreen area. But I know now the shape that I need, and I can use that as a reference alongside my reference photographs, because I am using 2 or 3 of my favourite high-speed trains as the prototypes for this project. So it's not a complete fantasy. I'm taking the bits that I like from a number of trains, and I'm going to attempt to put them together in a way that looks realistic and attractive. What I have done additionally is I've used my DIY Scupta-mold just to make a harder copy, because that's good, but because it's soft it moves around when you're sculpting it, so it's difficult to get anything final. That's just a way to play around with this. I can use the files, and I can even use sandpaper and really get sculpting. This is a rough sketch that I've made from some photographs I've got of this machine. This is the new AGV Evo, state-of-the-art, very beautiful looking machine. I'm certainly not going to try to recreate one of these with that, but I'm just looking for some of the lines and some of the features. That's why I've drawn this sketch, so I can kind of get a feel for the exaggerated pieces that I'm looking for. So it's mainly, where am I in the light, this line here on both sides from, let's say, there upwards. I want to try and get something along those lines in the shape of this one. Now what I've got there is 80% of what I wanted. I got the shape once, kept on working and messing around, then I lost it, so I got it back and decided to just leave it overnight to set, and that gives me the basic shape what I'm looking for. If I put that there, you'll see that. So from here on I'm going to do the next side. I need to do this side. I won't touch that, I'll try to copy that. This being the location of the top of the windscreen originally, I've now brought the bodywork down quite far to bring the window in line just above the line of the door. Okay, so I'm working on the front end in 3 specific sections. So there's the top part, which incorporates this aerodynamic detail, the glazing, and also it will incorporate the top of the dashboard inside, and of course the glazed unit. And then there will be the middle section of the cone, and then after that will be the nose cone itself. The reason I've stopped here is because I want to make a cast of this. I've just ordered some blue stuff, and that's a thermoplastic that's heated with water. I'll be able to take an impression of that and save it, because what I need to do next is some fine detail work, and that requires removing quite a large portion of these lower sections, the inside, and then reworking some very fine detail into there. I could have gone with this that I've got, because I'm happy with that, but I've spent quite a lot of time getting to this stage. Has been quite difficult just to get this right. There are some lines and angles in there that have proved quite difficult to get right. So that being said, I'm going to just go all in, cut these sections out, and try to go for this extra detail that will just really set the piece off. So I will be making an impression, and then I will be removing these, doing the new work, and then I will make another impression, because once I've done this to the standard that I'm happy with, I'm going to kind of save it with a copy. And what I decided to do is, rather than try to do both of these at the same, I'm going to achieve what I need on one, make a copy. I'll cut the entire front end off of the other one and splice the copy onto that. So I'll make one version, copy, and then make 2 of them. Okay, well, thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this short update. I want to try and give you something every week. So next week it's going to be back to the bogies, and I'll be showing you how I fit the first set of bogies to the ETR 500. In the meantime, happy modelling, take care, and all the best.